Okay, y'all. My name is Love. My given name. I am the biological daughter of Aaliyah and Robert Kelly.
Last month, a woman called Legena went viral after she made allegations that she was in fact the daughter of R. Kelly and Aaliyah.
Part of me, and I am also an extension of my mother, Aaliyah.
Legena is fully convinced she is just like her mother Aaliyah and wants the whole world to know this. The internet has gone insane trying to work out whether these claims are true or if Legena is seriously mentally ill. Some think maybe all Legena Gold wants is gold. But is there any truth to this claim? Stay tuned to find out. Legena realizes just how outrageous and untrue these claims sound.
But I used to didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell anybody because I'm like, it sounds crazy. Nobody gonna believe me if I said.
But she has finally decided it is time to come forward and say what she has to say about her alleged family history. R. Kelly, who Legena claims is her father, was once a very esteemed artist. He won 3 Grammys and sold millions of albums. But his reign in Hollywood ended once he was outed as a sex offender and a child molester. Kelly had terrible allegations made against him, including making child sexual abuse videos involving various sexual acts. He was even accused of running a whole sex cult and trapping many women into it. Of course, Kelly continued to deny the rumors.
Not true. Whether they're old rumors, new rumors,
why would they
future
say this
rumors,
about you?
Not true.
Although he denied having committed any crimes, he did accept that he was in a relationship with very young women. All he cared about was that it was legal and hence not wrong.
You an older man that likes younger women.
I'm an older man that love all women.
Fortunately, Kelly is no longer out there hurting kids as he has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for using his superstardom to subject young fans, some just children, to systematic sexual abuse. R. Kelly's story with Aaliyah is equally messed up. Aaliyah was just a baby when she met R. Kelly. Aaliyah Vine was going to be the next big thing in Hollywood. Billboard magazine even said she revolutionized R&B with her honey-coated voice and sultry mix of pop, soul, and hip-hop. From the age of 12, Aaliyah continued to make waves in the music and fashion industry, and just 2 years after being signed with a label, her uncle introduced her to R. Kelly. At just 15, Aaliyah had secretly married R. Kelly after being pregnant with his child. Kelly had produced fake papers to claim Aaliyah was 18 so that the two could legally marry. All this was done so that Aaliyah could get an abortion without having to take permission from her parents. Despite all these rumors, the two denied having any physical relationship with each other. In an interview, Aaliyah said that Kelly was a really close friend, in fact her best friend in the whole wide world.
Well, no, we're not related at all. No, we're not. We're just very close. He's my best friend.
Yeah, cool.
Now, who found her?
In the whole wide world.
Even 3 years later, when Aaliyah was asked whether she was indeed married to Kelly, she straight up refused. The young star passed away a few years later in 2001, and her relationship to R. Kelly came to light much later in his criminal trials. The two did have a physical relationship when Aaliyah was as young as 13 or 14, and the two did marry after all. And now, many years after the death of the singer, Legena is claiming that she was the child Aaliyah was pregnant with and had with R. Kelly.
Who he was as an artist, because I personally wasn't. It hurted me, it triggered me, and then it was the people around me didn't have the questions, or they had the answers to the question, they wasn't allowed to tell me it.
Legena says she was aware R. Kelly was her real father, but didn't realize the magnitude of his fame or stardom as she avoided listening to his songs. Similarly, she says she has memories of seeing her mother on TV from when she was 5 years old. Although Legena now says she knows that Aaliyah was her mother, how did she know that Aaliyah was her mother at that time? Well, it is a question Legena doesn't have the answer to. Another thing people are unable to comprehend about this sudden claim is why Legena waited so long to come out if it was all true. She addressed this question in the interview, saying,
To accept it better, so I just didn't say nothing because then, I'll never see her again, because the type of relationship we had, she always kept her word. It took a long time sometimes, but she always, when she said she was coming. So I just held on to that faith, and then...
At another point, she said that her mother had left her clues through her songs.
1 in a million. It's a code, it's a clue. I have a 1 in a million type of eye condition where it's a different pigment or it's different colored a little bit. So that's a 1 in a million type of eye disease. And
this statement alone proves that Legena is probably suffering from some sort of mental illness and cannot realize that these delusions cannot be true. When asked why she doesn't look anything like her alleged parents, Legena again had a very confident answer.
Normally I have two words, DNA and biology. So everybody don't look like their parents. Somebody look like their grandparents. Somebody look like their great-great-grandparents or the great auntie.
Although we can argue that looking like your parents is also biology, Legena says it's completely normal to not look like your parents. Legena has also heard the rumors of her being mentally ill as well, but she denies it.
They trying to make it seem like, oh, you're crazy, oh, you're not Aaliyah or Kelly. You think I'm crazy? You think I'm about to be calling random ass people with my parents? I'm not like you. I never had no imaginary friend. I never had no imaginary shit.
In her TikTok video, Legena says she isn't like you all and never had any imaginary friends. She wants everyone to believe that what she's talking about is true and it's not a delusion at all. But people are hard to convince.
I'm tired of everybody want to act like they know me, but you know what? That's why I'm doing DNA tests. And meanwhile, what y'all can do while you waiting till the FBI to do a special investigation on my mom's case, reopen it.
Legena is pretty convinced about her story. In fact, she thinks people have no reason to question her story at all. And if they want proof, she's willing to get a DNA test and prove her parents really are R. Kelly and Aaliyah.
And y'all want to say, oh, I'm delusional. No, I'm not delusional. I'm very coherent, and I believe what I say because this is my memories, just like you guys have memories that...
Looks like people are just not buying her story as of yet. A lot of people think all this is just a way to gain followers and become famous. One poster wrote a comment on her video saying, "Girl, you better hope you don't get sued for telling lies. You are delusional." Others think that she is mentally ill and is being exploited. But Legena was quick to turn down these claims as well.
Okay, letting you guys know that I am not getting exploited. I am not kidnapped. I'm a grown-ass woman making grown decisions for my life because in the day...
She said she wasn't being exploited at all and was making all her decisions on her own.
But I'm like, I sound like I'm crazy. It's gonna be hard to prove, but I know from my heart and know what the world is capable of. And the fact that they went so hard to try to dispel what I've been.
At one point in her interview, she says she fully believes this to be true because the industry is capable of anything and has been trying to silence her. Despite all these bizarre beliefs, at least Legena does not stand with her alleged father in his crimes. She says she's with the female victims, despite her firm belief that she is in fact Kelly's daughter. Legena's claims are hard to believe because she has no proof whatsoever to back her claims. In fact, in an older video, Legena was mentioning her parents, and of course, it's her actual parents and not Kelly and Aaliyah.
My dad is Ghanaian, and my mom, she's from Detroit, Michigan. So she grew up in the hood, most of mine.
Her dad is actually from Ghana and her mother from Detroit. In this clip, she doesn't make the claim she is now making.
I talked to my second family about my memories, and then they was all trying to say, maybe it's the past life. It wasn't like a thing for me thinking I'm mentally crazy. So it was just more of, that's interesting.
Even Legena's parents, who she says aren't her real parents at all and just people she grew up with, didn't really trust Legena's word, and instead of straight up telling her that her story is false, they told her that maybe it was a past life. Maybe they were only trying to help her by not immediately denying her claims, but it looks like it has done more harm than good. And Legena now seems to have a very firm belief that it is in fact the truth. People seem to be more upset about this claim because R. Kelly and Aaliyah's story was not a love story, but a story of child abuse. People think it is disrespectful to the late Aaliyah to make such claims just for clout. One person was really confused whether this is for fame or whether this delusion was a mental illness. She wrote, "Does that lady genuinely believe she is R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter? I can't tell if it's mental health or clout chasing. There has been no indication that Aaliyah ever gave birth. Pregnancy is difficult to hide, and for a star like Aaliyah, such a truth would have been bound to come out." But Legena has a whole theory about this too. Apparently, both Kelly and Aaliyah were afraid that this news would tarnish their reputation and allegedly shipped her off to relatives to hide the truth from coming out. People come with all sorts of weird claims and lies because the internet keeps giving people like these the platform. One person tweeted, "The way this girl is blowing up from saying she's Aaliyah and R. Kelly's daughter is proof that y'all give the dumbest shit attention. This whole situation is proof that the internet will give attention to any weird thing. If Legena has a mental illness, she needs to be given professional help. And if all this is just an attempt to be famous, then hopefully people will quickly realize the act and stop giving her their platforms." Unfortunately, Aaliyah is no longer around to put these rumors to rest, and R. Kelly is busy in jail, reaping what he sowed all his life. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.